So I'm going to do now an overview of what has been the international cooperation between UPM, our university, and the Japanese universities. I can say that our relation, I think, has been very positive. I'm very proud of the relation, and because of several aspects. First, science and technology do not know about geographical distance. So what we can do with our network, we can do with Japanese universities. And Spain and Japan have common vision in technological aspects. The technical education of our schools at UPM is very similar to the education of the best universities in Japan. In particular, in Tokyo Tech, they have the bachelor that are 4 years, the master that are 2 years, and the PhD that are 3 years. That is exactly the same we have here with our degrees. So when we talk about the students, we know exactly what they can do, because it's exactly the same that our students are doing. And the last year of bachelor, they have a project, and we also have this project for our students in our bachelor. And during the master, they used to work the 2 years in the laboratory. In our case, used to be only the last year, but in some cases, the students are both years, and the PhD is very similar. And I could say that even cultural aspects have some similarities. First time I went to Tokyo, the first week, I could feel a bit different to the others. But after 2 weeks, I felt like another Japanese. I think that to some of you who had been there, it's exactly the same. So it seems that there is a cultural distance, but it's not really true. So we are not so different. And we have a good background of our relations between Japanese universities and UPM. And I think it's a good pleasure to have these 20 selected posters in our hall. And I really invite all of you to talk with the students and teachers and to understand what they have been doing, and also how they have been doing their work in Japan. And we have had, not all of them are active right now, we have had a lot of agreements with the Japanese universities. The first one was with University of Tokyo. The first one was this one, signed in 1993 it was signed by one of our directors, Fernando Aldana, with Industrial Science Institute from the University of Tokyo. But we have agreements with United Nations University in Japan, National Institute of Informatics, Nagoya City, Keio, Osaka Institute of Technology, Tokyo Institute of Technology, Dosisa University, Waseda, Kochi, Okayama, and Tohoku. So I could say that we have a lot of good agreements, and almost all of them have been active, and we have some collaboration with Japanese universities. And during these months, we have began to study what has been our real relation, and it's not so bad. So these are the figures beginning in the course 2011, so we forgot about the previous courses. And these are the number of students who went to Japanese universities and the number of Japanese students who came to UPM. And the colors means different universities. So in total, we have sent during these 7 courses, 81 UPM students. I think it's not a bad number. So I could say that it's a really good number, considering that Japan is a bit far. And 15 Japanese students coming to UPM This is really difficult. When I have been talking with the Tokyo Tech authorities, it's very complicated to move the Japanese students abroad. I think you agree with me. But they are coming. We have received 15 Japanese students during the last 7 years. And I'm summarizing a bit our experience with double degrees. Juan will explain later. But thanks to this association, to TINE Association, we have a double degree program with Doshisha University and Keio University, one in Kyoto and the second one in Tokyo, with our School of Industrial Engineering. And this program has been extended for exchange programs with our telecommunication engineering schools. And I want to thank Teresa Riesgo, that I'm not sure if she's here now, but she will come, and Juan de Juanes, because they are the responsibles of having these double degree programs. So thank you very much for your work here. Another action I want to emphasize are the Erasmus Mundus Action 2. We participated in 2 actions thanks to the European money. One was the BEAM project, and the second one was the asset project. BEAM was from 2010 to 2014, and we moved 14 persons, teachers and students, from UPM to Japan, and 3 persons from Japan to UPM. I was one of the BEAMers, one of the BEAM people. And with the second project, we sent 8 persons and we received only 1 person. And these mobility schemes were organized with Tokyo Institute of Technology, Keio University, Okayama, and Waseda University. And there were some universities also from Korea and also some other universities from Europe. These programs were for teaching and research activities. So we work in all the aspects. So that was, I think, was a very interesting experience for all of us. And after this program, we went to the Erasmus Plus KA 107, and we went with Tokyo Institute of Technology, Keio, and Waseda, and we got, in 2015, 6 people went going to Japan, and 6 Japanese students or teachers coming to UPN. I think that you came with one of these programs. And in this last edition, last year, 5 persons, we got 5 persons from UPN to Japan and 5 persons from Japan to UPN. This year, we didn't get any grant, but we will try again next year. And I want to especially thank Lola Hattes, that is there, that she has been working on all these projects, on the Erasmus Mundus and Erasmus Plus, and thanks to her work, we got all these mobilities. And these mobilities meant that we can increase the contact and collaboration with Japanese universities. Also, I want to emphasize the summer exchange research program. Professor Otake didn't mention, but he knew that I was going to mention this program. This program was signed during my stay in the BEAM project in 2012, and this program is organized by Tokyo Tech. But not all the schools of Tokyo Tech, some of the schools, now I think 3 schools participate in the program. And we have sent 3 students per year during the last 6 years. Now we have 3 students there. In total, we have 18 students. They are excellent students because we only sent the very best students there. And they have an interchange program with the best universities in the world. Some universities in the United States, in England, Imperial College, Cambridge, Oxford, in France, École Polytechnique, and other very known universities. And it's becoming very difficult. In the last edition, we had 53 candidates for the 3 positions. So it's really difficult, but we assure that we sent the best one. And this program was created thanks to our participation in Erasmus Mundus. So this is a message to all the teachers who go abroad. When you go there, you are UPM ambassadors, and you can do a lot for the future of the UPM relations. So thanks to your personal contacts, we can go to institutional contacts, and we can get some good opportunities for our students. The next program I want to mention is with National Institute of Informatics, and I want to thank, where is Juanma? Is there. Thanks to your work, 10 UPM students for master's thesis or PhD have gone to this university. This is a very special university because it's specialized in research. It's not teaching, but they have, we have sent students for master's thesis or PhD for research or stays. So thank you very much for your work. And again, this is another example of what we can do with our personal relations. And with University of Tokyo, we have an agreement with the School of Architecture. We have sent in our files are 5 students, or our leads, we have sent 5 students from our School of Architecture to University of Tokyo. That is the first one of the Japanese institutions in the rankings. And before going to the personal, also I want to emphasize that we also have some collaboration with research. I know that we have research in architecture, in laser, in nuclear power, in telecommunications, in mechanical engineering, in solar energy, and in other fields. In the poster session, we will discover what UPM is doing in Japan, and we will see that there is a lot of things. And I don't want to finish without moving to personal experience, because I think that life in Japan is much more than the technical activities. This is the first time I went to Tokyo. This is me, a bit younger. But it was in 1998 in Professor Ando laboratory. Professor Ando, I think, used to be your boss until March. So, and the experience was fantastic. I discovered what we can do in our laboratories. I discovered that having the students happy is very important to have good scientific results. I still play table tennis. We played the championships, and I was the second after Professor Ando. I couldn't win to the head of the laboratory, so. and until today, this is one of my last visits there. I went with my family. So Japan is also a very good place for families. So this is for students. If you are a student, you can go. I went there when I was PhD student. And when I wanted to go, I was beginning my PhD. And I was working in some antennas, where the most famous professor in the world was Professor Ando. So I didn't meet him before, but I wrote him an email, and I told him, Professor Ando, I want to go to your laboratory. Could you accept me? And he said yes. So it was very easy. Professor Ando is not very formal, so I think we didn't fill up a lot of paperwork that I'm afraid that we should do now, but I went in any case. And also for the families, I went with my family. These are my 3 daughters, and years ago, and my wife is around here. I don't know where is she, but probably there. And in the meantime, I have received 3 Japanese students in my laboratory for PhD third stage for 3 or 4 months. We have sent 2 students, one of them is around here, and he has a poster. And I have been participating in 4 committees of PhD thesis. I have been visiting Professor 2 summers there, and I have received Professor Ando and Professor Hirokawa giving courses here in Madrid. I think Professor Ando came twice and Professor Hirokawa once. And the most important, I've been having dinner in their houses. They have been having dinner in my house. And we have a personal link, and this personal link cannot replace the professional link. It's even better because when you work with them, you know perfectly what they expect, what they want, and the results are better. In fact, we got an award of the best paper in a Japanese journal in one of our stays there. So the results, the scientific results are also good, not only the social results. Which are our challenges for the future? First, I think we need to increase the number of Japanese students coming to UPM. Also, the number of UPM students going to Japan, but particularly the number of Japanese students coming to UPM. They have some structural problems because they need to be there the last year of the master in order to find a job for the next year, and also the last year of the PhD. So they are cutting some possibilities. But we have to work with that, and we have to save that, and we have to increase the mobilities. I think it could be good to extend the double degree programs with Japanese universities, maybe with Tokyo Tech, and not only with industrial engineering school, Juan, but also with the others. Here there are some of the deputy director of the international relation of some of our schools. I see at least 5 or 6 here. We have to emphasize the joint research. We have European and Japanese fundings for joint research in all technological areas that can be used. But also, as you mentioned before, we have to increase the collaboration with the universities and the companies. And I like very much the project you presented. And the idea of having in the next part of this session, the session with the companies is trying to increase this collaboration. I think we have to create the personal links between UPM and Japanese researchers and lecturers, and to use these personal links to create institutional agreements in order to improve the relations and to make some advantage to our students. So thank you very much for your attention. And now we will move to Juan, and then we will go to the questions. Okay? So thank you very much.